Today is February 18th, and I have another message from the aliens. I'm an interdimensional communicator, which means I can talk to angels and aliens and other interdimensional beings. I'm still in Thailand, but the work part of my trip is over, and the wedding that I officiated in Chiang Mai was probably one of the most special that I've ever seen, let alone being a part of. So now I'm in the southern tip of Thailand on an island called Koh Chang. This is my setting today. This is the pool, and this is the Gulf of Thailand, and this is another island behind me. So this is what I'm seeing today. As I say in every video, I receive messages telepathically, and many of you have asked, how do I know the difference between a thought from my own brain versus a message received telepathically? So I'm going to answer that question at the end. I'm also going to answer the question, can anyone learn how to do this? Because the short answer is yes, but I'm going to say a little bit more about that at the end. But first, let's get to today's message. Now, for context, in my last video, the Advisory Council of Five shared a metaphor of a record skipping on a record player. And I really liked that metaphor. I don't recall ever hearing it before. And so I asked if we could hear more about that. So this morning, I connected with Alien Enki, the leader of the Council of Light, and Alien Hetras, the leader of the Council of Five. And as usual, they sent me their messages telepathically. I translated that into words on my iPad. I checked in with them to make sure they agreed with my interpretation, and now it's ready for you. Here's what Alien Enki and Alien Hetras had to say to us today. Like a record album, your soul's journey has a beginning and an ending. The first song on the outer edge of the record represents your earliest incarnations as life. These were the easy paths. The last song on that side, closest to the middle, represents your last incarnations as life. These are the hardest paths, but with the greatest reward. They connect you with Source, and you can get off the turntable. Your soul journey is designed to bring you through many different experiences. Each rotation of the record represents a life on Earth or elsewhere. You are designed to begin with easy, happy lives, but as you get closer to the middle, your lives are designed to get more and more challenging. You are ascending closer and closer to Source with every rotation, and your soul learns fastest and best by overcoming obstacles. As your soul gets closer to Source, it naturally volunteers for bigger and bigger challenges. The most advanced souls volunteer for the biggest obstacles. Because at the soul level, you know what's next. You will ascend. Your soul will be known as an ascended master. You will be off the turntable. But you can't reach Source if your record is skipping, and you can't stop your record from skipping if you've forgotten to listen to the music in the first place. Too many souls are stuck in the middle of the album. They are getting uncomfortable and miss the ease of less challenging lives. They incarnate on Earth with free will, but no memory of who they really are as a divine soul. You all face the challenges you're designed to face, but today's world makes it hard to overcome them. So many of you suffer weakened physical, mental, and financial health, in addition to the obstacles intended for soul growth. The level of hardship you experience is not by divine design. It is by human corruption of the foundational components of humanity. Your physical health, financial security, and spiritual growth have been intentionally eroded over generations of manipulations of the few to control the many. As we have said, we are coming to help you fight corruption in the highest levels of power. We are not coming with the goal of solving these problems for you. We are coming to show you the truth and to help enforce what you choose to do from there. Nothing will change instantly, but things will change. Old Earth will ascend to New Earth. Humanity will ascend with her. The details will unfold according to the will of the people. But we want to be clear about why we are intervening at this time. We are doing this to help your records stop skipping. We intend to restore the will of the people so you can get back on that turntable with a clean needle and the confidence that you can get past the obstacles you face. You will ascend off the turntable when you do. So that's the message from Enki and Hetras today. But before I end the video, I wanted to come back to the question of how do I know the difference between an actual thought from my brain versus a telepathic message? And I'm going to use this story of the metaphor of the record player as an example. When I'm receiving a telepathic message, it comes in as a sensed thought or a sentence or sometimes a visual or a combination of those. The first thing I do is I convert it into words of some sort, either by speaking it out loud or thinking it in my head, and then asking the question, correct? And I wait to hear for a yes or a no. Now, at this point, I'm pretty good at receiving messages and getting it right the first time, but I'm not 100% in my first draft. For example, the record skipping metaphor. When that came in yesterday, I sensed this idea of a human soul moving around in a circle. And I immediately thought of the hamster wheel metaphor that Dolores Cannon uses all along. So I saw that. This was a rare case of a visual input that they sent me. And I saw this human moving around and I thought, oh, I know this one. This is the hamster wheel. But then, even though I was pretty confident I knew what they were trying to show me, I still checked in. I still asked the question, correct? And what I heard was, no, no, not a hamster wheel, a turntable. So they showed me that visual again, and I realized it wasn't moving this way, it was moving this way. It was like a turntable, and it had movement from the outside to the inside. So, how do I know the difference between a human thought and a telepathic message? That is a great example. My human thought wanted to insert the idea of the hamster wheel, but the telepathic input told me that was not the lesson that they were trying to teach us this time. And I'm so glad that I was rigorous enough to validate every single part of every message, because if I hadn't validated that piece, even though I was pretty sure I knew what they were talking about, we might have missed the lesson of getting off the turntable. And I'm so glad to have the metaphor of that skipping record because it makes so much sense. So, again, yes, anyone can learn how to do this, but the hard part is practicing and building that muscle to discern the truth, to ask the right questions, and to validate every single time what you're hearing and why. So, with that, it's goodbye from Coach Chang. I'll see you again in a couple days.